Okay? And wait, before we go back to the past, the things that we've talked about during our sessions in oral communication, let me just remind you about your examination. Okay, so I already finished your midterm examination. Okay? Tapos na ni Sir Nicolas, kailan ba yun? Tuesday. Inabot ng gabi si Sir Nico sa coffee shop. Sa coffee shop. Para tapusin ang midterm examination. And this is just a reminder to all of you that when you're reviewing your notes in oral communication, don't just memorize the terms. Okay? You have to understand every lesson that we've talked about. Bakit? Because my examination that I made for you class is more on situational. Okay? Naka-encounter na ba kayo ng examination na situational question? Encounter na? Okay, because that's an example of HATS or higher order thinking skills type of test. No, kasi I don't want you to be used on, taking lots questions or lower order thinking skills. Kasi ano ba yung mga lower order thinking skills? Ito yung mga memorization. Diba? So, to test your understanding about the lessons that we've talked about, we made sure create an examination that are more on situational. Okay? Kaya hindi, may mga parts siguro na need nyo i-memorize yung ibang mga terms, but most of the items of your examination are situational. And one of the tips that I can give to you is to put yourself on that the questions, each number. Okay? Lagi nyo iisipin, ano kaya kung ako yung tao dito sa question ito? Ano ang gagawin? Okay? Ganun lang ang iisipin when you're taking your examination in oral communication. Okay? Again, don't just memorize the terms, the lessons that we've talked about. Understand deeply. Okay? Kasi my examination for you class are more on situational questions. Kaya you have to make sure you understood every detail of the lesson. Sabi ko nga makakatulong doon ng inyong kernel notes if you are writing on your kernel notes. Okay? So much from that. And let me just also remind you about your performance task. Ano kasi sa akin kahapon, may nag-clarify, akala nila yung jingle rap na gagawin ay Christmas ang theme. Christmas ba ang theme na sinabi ko? So what's the theme of your oral communication, of your jingle rap? What's the theme? Sige nga ako naalala. Ahen. Ano wala? What's the theme?
Effective oral communication.
Very good, di ba? Effective oral communication, that's the theme. Hindi Christmas ha, apakalayo sa oral communication ng Christmas. Nung nagulat ako kahapon, may nagtanong, Sir, dapat po ba talaga Christmas yung theme? Sabi ko, ha? Wala ko sinasabing Christmas. Sino nagsabing Christmas? Okay, the theme is effective oral communication. Okay, aging i-align sa theme. Okay, yung performance. Kasi 40 points, di ba, yung relevance to the theme sa grading system. Kaya you have to make sure that you align your performance with the theme. Pagdating naman sa mga pasabog na gagawin nyo, wala naman akong say. Kayo nang bahala. As long as all the aspects of your performance are aligned with the theme. Okay? So much from that. Let's have now our glimpse into the past. Now we're just going to recall all the lessons that we've talked about. And for this session, I'll just send terms, questions, statements, pictures, and all you have to do is to describe them. Okay, just to test if you still remember or you understood all the terms, all the lessons that we've talked about for the past weeks. Okay, ready na ba? Can you give me a heart reaction if ready na? Okay, again na, Presidents, each recitation ay 2 points for this day because this is our review day. Don't worry, I'll do my best na matawag lahat. Okay? Para hindi mapagbigitan ng chance sa Okay. Next one, Chair Maricor. What about this one? Ethnocentric and ethno-relative. Can someone describe this one? Tomoko.
Ethnocentric po is the feeling of someone that other culture is not important po and being self-centered, and yung ethno-relative po is uh, appreciating other different cultures.
Very good, no? Do you have any idea? Bartolome?
Sa ethnocentric po, superior po yung ibang culture. At sa ethno-relative naman po is equal po yung pagtingin na po sa lahat po ng culture.
Okay, so you mean that your culture is superior than the others. Tama ba ako? Ibig
Yes,
sabihin. Okay, when it comes to ethno-relative, we have the acceptance and you appreciate all culture. Okay, that's the main difference or distinction between ethnocentric and ethno-relative. Very good, you still remember. Okay, next one. Can you name this model? Sige nga, kung naaalala. We mentioned that during lesson. Ask me.
Ito po yung linear model na kay Schrödinger po. Kasi po, it is only one way it creates noise.
Linear, specifically, what's the name of the model?
Shannon-Weaver.
Very good, Shannon and Weaver model. Now, and it's also linear. Now, can you give us some descriptions, anyone, about Shannon-Weaver model? I see.
Ako po ba, sir?
Si Pulvera.
Sir,
Go.
it is the Shannon-Weaver model po. It is the mother of all communication. It is also a one-way communication. So it will start from the speaker po, and he will encode it, and then he will pass it to the media. The media po is the way to send it, or to there are parang ginagamit yung 5 senses sa channel. Pwedeng touching, seeing, or basta po 5 senses, and then the receiver will decode it and he will receive it. Hindi po since it's one-way communication, hindi po nakakatanggap ng feedback yung speaker po.
Very good. Okay, that's the description about the Shannon and Weaver. And Shannon and Weaver, they discovered the idea of what? Anyone? Yan, nakita ko na sa ating meeting chat, the noise, diba? Because this model is originally designed for telephone communication, and with their observation, they noticed that in communication, there is what we call the noise, okay, which is a barrier. Okay, very good, everyone. Next one. Emotional barriers. Tiveda.
It occurs when individuals' emotions such as anger, fear, or stress interfere with their ability to communicate effectively.
Okay, very good. Diba? You mentioned about anger, yung fear, yung stress, nervousness, and so on and so forth. That can hinder the communication. Like for example, if you are presenting something in class and you are stressed or nervous, do you think you can transmit the idea effectively? Do you think? Somehow, not siguro, diba? Because I believe nervousness is very normal when you are presenting something. But if you're really nervous and hindi mo na talaga makontrol, it can affect the transmission of the message. And that's what we call emotional barriers. Okay, very good. Next one. Stages of DMIS. Other hands. What are the stages of DMIS? De Los Reyes.
Sir, am I audible na po?
Yes, you are.
The stages of DMIS are the developmental model of intercultural sensitivity, is first denial, then second is defense, third is minimization, fourth is acceptance, fifth is adaptation, and sixth is integration.
Very good, no? So what stage or the ideal stage that we need to achieve? Anong stage yan? Anyone? Domingo.
Integration.
Integration. No? And these stages are divided into two categories. Diba? What are those? Makay.
Ethnocentric po, tsaka ethno-relative.
Very good. No? Can you name the stages under ethnocentric?
Sa ethnocentric po, denial, defense, tapos minimization po. Tapos sa ethno-relative, acceptance, adaptation, and integration po.
Okay, very good. Okay, next one. Communication. Now, how will you define communication? Other hands, eto si Makanaya.
Communication is a process of sharing and conveying messages or information from one to another within and across channels, contexts, media, and cultures. Communication comes from the word communis, meaning working together.
Okay, very good. What else? Other definition of communication. Patrice.
Communication po, sir, is the means of receiving or sending information through such as cell phone, ganun po, sir, computers and other ano po, communication devices po.
Very good. Viola. Viola, you're there? Ay, nawala. Si Nehe. Ay, Nehe, pero. Nehe,
Sir, communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, or feelings between individuals or groups po.
Okay, you mentioned about the thoughts, the feelings, and so forth. Damar.
Communication is a Latin word which means to share. It is the sharing of information between different individuals through words, symbols, signs, and behavior po.
Okay, very good. Next one. Diversity. You describe this nature of communication. Sino pong tawag? Ayan, si Loyola. Diyan na ba siya?
Exchanging ideas and perspectives.
Reversible?
Sa ano po communication po yung
Sa communication. Sige. Okay lang yan. Let's ask for irreversible si Bahande.
Irreversible po, sir. Yun po yung words na hindi mo na po matitake back and nasa utak na po ng sinabihan mo po yung words na sinabi mo, sir.
Okay, very good. These are statements, no? Once you cannot take back the words that you have already said. Okay, basically that's that. Now, remember this rule that I told you during our lesson? It's related with this term or nature of communication. Sige nga. Leda.
Yung sinabi niyo po na 10 seconds rule po, yung magbilang sa utak natin ng 10 seconds bago natin sabihin yung isang bagay kung alam naman natin hindi na natin mababago.
Yes. So basically, if you notice something unusual with the body of certain person, if you think he or she cannot remove that within 10 seconds, don't ever mention. Okay? Because it can affect his or her self-esteem. Okay? Kung sa tingin mo hindi na mababago, within 10 seconds, wag na pong sasabihin. Okay? Because communication is irreversible. You cannot take back the words that you have already said. Okay? Next one. Now, I discussed this during the first lesson. Okay? The general perspective or the general process of communication. Now, can you explain this process, whole process of communication? Kata. Kata?
Hindi ako. Ito po yung process of communication. First, the sender will, encode po yung kanyang message po kasi po, sorry po. Yes po. The sender will first encode his or her message because encoding is the sender will think first internally of their strategy before ipapass po yung message sa isang receiver po. Then he or she will transmit his message. Then once na-transmit na po yung isang message sa isang receiver, yung receiver naman po, siya po yung magde-decode ng isang message naman po sa sa isang sender po. Then, since may yung receiver po ay bibigyan na po ng feedback ng isang sender, then it will magpapaulit-ulit lang po yung isang process po ng isang communication po.
Okay. You forgot something on that process.
Yung noise po.
Yeah. Yes. Don't forget the noise because noise, the barriers are inevitable when it comes to communication. Lagi siyang nandyan. Okay, very good. Now, next one. What about cultural barriers? So, hindi ko natatawag. Yan, si Iman.
I am eligible for this.
Yes, you are.
Cultural barriers arise from differences in values, beliefs, and behaviors among individuals and cultural backgrounds.
Okay, you mentioned about different culture or backgrounds. Very good. What else? Rom?
Sir, yung difference po sa mga culture na pwedeng mag-hinder po sa proper communication. Na kunyari po, yung something po na respect po sa'yo, pwedeng disrespect po sa ibang culture.
Yes, very good. Can you give us, can someone give me examples of cultural barriers? Kapili. Ay, oh. Sige, Cordova. Cordova?
Sir, physical barrier po.
Hindi. Sample ng cultural barriers.
Cultural barriers?
Yes.
Ay, sir,
Meron? O sige, tawagin kita mamaya. Sige, Esperanza.
religion po.
Religion. Well, that's one of the most common examples of cultural barriers because in other religions, may mga pinaniniwalaan sila na hindi pinaniniwalaan ng ibang religion. That's why if they're engaged in a certain communication, there's a big possibility that there will be miscommunication because of cultural barriers. What else? Ilya.
Language differences po.
Language differences, it's part of the culture. That's good. Asis. Asis, nandiyan ka pa. Ay, hindi. Balik mo na tayo, Chair Maricar. Sa cultural barriers. Can you give us some examples of cultural barriers? The Asis.
Psychological barriers po.
Hindi, cultural barriers. Example. Sige, balikan kita mamaya. Sige. Jim, from Obadaya.
Races po.
What?
Races.
Okay. That's good. What else? Peral.
Behaviors po and belief.
Okay. Verboses.
Communication differences po.
Okay, yung differences when it comes to communication kasi may iba't ibang styles when it comes to different cultures. Namog,
Having different beliefs po.
beliefs, diba? And values and so on. So that's cultural barriers. Next one. Can you name this model of communication? The 12.
Scrums model po, sir.
Shrams. Shrams model. What category is that? Is that linear, interactive, or
Interactive model po.
interactive? No. Very good. So that's Schramm's model under interactive model. Now, can you give us some description about Schramm's model?
Schramm's model po is proposed by Wilbur Schramm, and the people interact in a constant cyclical fashion po.
Okay, in constant cyclical fashion. And what have you noticed between the role of the sender and receiver? Anyone? Sino po bang hindi natanda? Ayan, the liaison.
Sir, may feedback po, sir.
There is a feedback. What else?
Tapos po, ini-encode po ng sender po, then ini-decode po ng receiver. Tapos ini-entrep po yung sinasabi ng messenger. Tapos parang feedback nga po, sir.
Okay, so with that characteristics, what are the roles of sender and receiver? They are both what?
Stakeholder.
The sender and receiver or the stakeholders are both. Ayan, nakita ko na. The stakeholders are both sender and receiver. No, si sender magiging receiver siya, si receiver magiging sender siya. Okay, at the same time. No, and it is interactive. Okay, it is presented in a constant cyclical fashion. So, umiikot yung communication. Very good. Next one. What about context? I always emphasize that during our lesson 1. Malyari. Malyari, nandiyan ka ba?
The setting and circumstances surrounding the situation where the communication takes place.
Okay, very good. Basically, this is where the communication takes place, no? And just like what I've said during the first lesson, different context requires different what? Different context, ayan, very good. Different context requires different approach. That's why you have to change your style if you are situated different communication style. For example, kung bata ang kausap mo, are you going to use highfalutin words, deep words? No. Okay? Kasi they will not able to understand that. And even adults, hindi naman nakakaintindi lahat ng mga deep words. No? That's why you have to fit your mga choices ng mga words mo that's in a certain communication. Okay? Next one. Yan, tapos na pala yan. Next one. What about this one? Intrapersonal. De nuevo.
Self-to-self communication po.
Okay, very good. Self-to-self communication. What else? Sino ka ba? Amar.
Communication you have with yourself, either spoken, written, or thought po.
Okay, very good. Now, can you give me samples? Anyone can give me examples of situation where intrapersonal is present or presented? Yon.
Talking to yourself po sa mirror.
Yan, talking to yourself sa mirror. What else? Pangan. Yes, naririnig ba yung tug sa end ko? Hindi naman.
Hindi po.
Ay, sige. Yan kasi, sino yung tinawag ko kanina? Sige, Kapili.
Feeling po ba?
Yes.
Kapag po nag-dream or overthinking,
Okay, that's a good example. What else? Peral.
Pag po yung nag-run ka sa sarili mo sa messenger, parang
Peral. Okay. Very relatable. At yan, Sam.
Is when yung gagawa ka po ng decision, sir. And
Okay.
alam mo kung mahirap yung gagawin mong decision. Kaya nakausap mo pa yung sarili mo.
Okay, that's a good example, no? Making decisions, no? Kasi minsan kasi pag we are deciding for ourselves, diba? Internally, parang kinakausap rin natin ang sarili natin. Magagawin ko ba to? Something. Very good, everyone. Next. Next, Sir Maricar. Frozen. This is communication or speech style. Castro.
These are the language po that remain unchanged. For example po, yung ating lupang hinirang at yung preamble.
Okay, very good. No, it remains unchanged. Okay, communication that will remain unchanged. Aside from lupang hinirang and preamble, what are the other examples of frozen speech style? Wait lang, sino bang hindi ko natatawag? Sorry. Anyone? O sige, yung mga nandito na lang sa ano kasi. Abanyo. Abanyo? Yun ba si Abanyo? Parang nagkaka-problem pa siya. Mila!
Lost.
Ayan. Abanyo?
Lost po, sir.
Okay, loss. Okay, what else? Pulikit.
Bible, sir.
Bible. Cordova.
Wedding, sir.
Yung wedding vows or wedding... yun, wedding vows. What else? Sige, tingin tayo dito sa mga nasa meeting chat. Philippine National Anthem, Bible, yung oath, okay. School creeds, ceremonies, and so forth. Miranda rights, no? That's an example of frozen speech style. It remains unchanged. Next one. No, can you name this model? SMCR? Cadiz.
Sir, ano po? Berlos model.
Berlos model. Very good. Can you can someone describe Berlos model of communication? Anyone? Or magtatawag si Sir Nico? Anyone? Go ahead.
It is a sender sending messages to a platform through the recipient.
Okay, that's a good insight. What else? Milang.
Focuses on encoding and decoding po.
Okay, focuses on encoding and decoding. Very good, no? Ito class, tandaan nyo palagi itong mga models na to because there's a possibility na lalabas yan sa examination. Okay? Kaya tandaan yung mga descriptions, tandaan yung mga pictures, and so forth. Okay? Next one. What are the two forms of interpersonal communication? Mandakit.
Narinig po ba, sir?
Yes.
The two forms of interpersonal communication are dyad, which only occurs only between two people, and small group refers to interaction and exchange of information that occurs within a small group of individuals.
Okay. What's the other one?
Yung small group po.
Okay, what about small group?
It refers to interaction and exchange of information that occurs within a small group of individuals po.
Okay, so what's the specific number? Anyone can give me specific number of people engaged in small group communication. I emphasize this one. Relos. Relos, am I right?
Yes po. Ano
Okay.
po? 3 but not more than 10.
Okay, it's at least 3 but not more than 10 because pag sumobra ng 10, what type of communication is that? Gutierrez. Gretchen. Public communication kapag sumobra na siya sa 10. Very good. Again, tandaan ha, two forms of interpersonal communication. Dyad. Wait lang, yung mga fireworks, wait. Again, two forms of interpersonal communication. We have the dyad. Two people only are engaged in a certain communication. Small group communication, at least 3 but not more than 10. Tandaan yun. Okay? Next one. What about intercultural communication? We mentioned that last time. Sino pang hindi ko natatama? So that we can give chance to others. Gonzales from Obadiah.
Sir, narinig po.
Yes. Ay, naka-mute ka ata. Ayan, okay. Naka-mute ka na naman. Gonzales.
Refers to individual understanding means you have respect to culture.
Okay, mention about respect to culture. What else? Ano ba tawag? Angan.
Intercultural communication refers to exchange of information and interaction between individuals or group from different cultural backgrounds po.
Okay, very good. You mentioned about people from or group from different backgrounds. Next one. Culture. What about culture? Culture. Bartolome.
Culture is defined as the shared belief, values, custom, behavior, and artifacts that characterize a particular society.
Okay, you mentioned about the shared beliefs, and so forth that are shared on a certain society. That's culture. Tandaan niyo yung mga yan, ha? Again, don't just memorize but understand the details of every terms. Next. Empathy. What is empathy? I emphasized that during our lesson last time. Fleur de Lis.
Placing yourself in another person's shoes. So, to speak in sharing their cultural experience as part of your own.
Okay, very good. Now, you put yourself in someone's shoes. Now, dito pumapasok yung question na paano kaya kung ako yung nasa posisyon niya? Now, pag may mga iisip kayong mga ganon when you're in certain circumstances, that's empathy. And empathy is one of the most important aspects when it comes to intercultural communication. That's why when you're engaged with people from different backgrounds, you have to empathize. You have to make sure to put yourself on their shoes. Okay? Next one. What model is that? Yan, very easy. Sino pa ba? Ano namang ibang hands? Manhaw.
Transactional model po.
Transactional model. Very good. Now, can someone give me the description about transactional model? What's the main distinction between transactional and TRAMS or interactive model? Sino pa ba? Calderon.
Sender and recipient are both communicators po.
Okay, what else? What is present on transactional model? If you're going to differentiate it to interactive model. Sige nga. Ayan. Sige. Natawag ko na kasi lahat ng nandito eh. Sige, basahin na lang natin yung mga nasa comment section. Diba? Communication is simultaneous. Okay, noise, ayan. There are a lot of barriers. Ayan, nakikita nyo. Kapag nakita nyo maraming barriers, especially noise, obviously, that's transactional. Okay? Kasi, transactional model is somehow same with interactive. But the main distinction, it's more simultaneous and it has a lot of noise. Okay, that's the main distinction. Okay, for the last one, sige nga, last one. Ay, ito alam nyo na to eh. Sige nga, Jasmine, tawagin ko na yung mga nagtataas na kanina ng kamay.
Ito po yung Shannon and Weaver model po.
Shannon Weaver model, very good. Next one. Next one. Physical barriers. Tumokom?
Ito po yung barriers na nasa physical po natin. Like yung mga non-verbal po na communication na ginagawa natin like hand signs, ganun po.
Okay, that's one of the factors. But what's the most common physical barriers? Yung nga, anyone? It's the most common physical barriers. Esperanza. What's the most common physical barriers? Ay, nawala ata si Esperanza. Sige, Castro.
Noise, distance, and lighting po.
Very good. Noise, no? It's the most common physical barriers. And it talks about the environmental factors. Pag sinabi natin physical barriers. Tandaan nyo yun ha? Physical barriers, it talks about environmental factors that can hinder communication. And one of the most common physical barrier is noise. Next one. Ayan, the word communication comes from the Latin word communis, which means what? Aceveda.
Communist po ba sir?
The Latin word communis, which means what? And comes from the Latin word communis, which means
Working together po.
ayan, working together. Right? Next one. Yan. What's the answer? Malyari.
Pretense po.
Pretense, sure. Answer, any answer? Oh, gusto mo pa humabol, Malyari? Pwede pa mag-change na answer. What's the correct answer? Ay, nawala na ata siya. Let's ask Tiporta.
Channel po, sir.
Okay, channel or medium. Very good. No? So that ends our review for this morning. So again, I just want to congratulate you for taking it this far. No? So basically kasi tapos na tayo with our lessons and midterm examination. Palakpakan nyo naman ang mga sarili. Okay. Sige nga, pindutin ng clap hand. reaction. Ayan. So we're done with our midterm lessons. And good luck on your midterm examination. Again, don't just memorize, but understand all the details of the lesson. Kasi most of the items of your examination are situational questions. And one of my tips is to put yourself on that certain question. Tanongin ninyo ang sarili nyo, paano kaya kung ako yung character dito sa question na to? Ano kaya ang gagawin? Ganun lang. Okay? And meron siguro mga items na need memorize. No? But syempre, that's a surprise. Okay? Siguro pwede ko na sabihin to, may items na multiple choice, but it's situational. Okay, mag-iisip kayo. Yes! I prepared 80-item midterm examination. Okay? Meron din tayong identification. Okay, that's why you have to read a lot. You have to use your notes. Okay. And again, good luck on your midterm examination and for your upcoming performance task 1 and 2. Okay, good luck everyone and God bless you all. Bye everyone. Just wait for your next subject.